All right, so today we are doing the day 15 and it's called the science of hungry people. Okay, so today we have to make some recipe. So there's a milk dunking cookies recipe and we need to find the right balance of ingredients to make it. So we have, the recipe should have exactly 1 teaspoon of the ingredients, and we have to be finished to resemble. But okay, so we have a couple of ingredients to make the cookie with it. Each one of them has attributes or properties. It has the capacity, durability, flavor, texture, and calories. So the capacity is how the cookie absorbs milk, durability, how the cookie stays intact when it's full of milk, and the flavor, texture, and calories. Okay, so what we need to do, we need only to measure the ingredient of whole teaspoons. So we don't have like 1.5 teaspoon, only like 1, 2, 3, just int numbers, and you have to be accurate so it can reproduce the result in the future. Okay, so we need to exactly how many teaspoons, and we need to find the total score of the cookies. Okay, so if we have any negative, like because some of them has negative values, so if anyone has a negative values, so the whole score will be to 0. And yeah, so they have an example. So the butterscotch and the cinnamon. So butterscotch has a capacity of -1 and durability of -1, and flavor, texture, and calories. And also the cinnamon has another attributes. And for this one, from 100 spoons, teaspoons, we need 44 of butterscotch and 56 of cinnamon, and this is the perfect balance. So what we need to do for each ingredient, so we need for each recipe, let's say like 44 spoons, we need to find the capacity based on all the ingredients and also durability, flavor, and texture. So we multiply the 44 with the capacity of butterscotch and cinnamon. Okay, nice. And then we multiply the 56 also, and then the same with durability and everything. And then the results, we multiply them together, and then we got the score. So it's really straightforward. Let's start. So before we start, we need to find something. So I was reading about this issue, or this puzzle, and this is we need to find how many ingredients. For like 2 ingredients, we need to find how many possible ways that we can divide the 100 teaspoons between 2 ingredients. So this is called compositions or composition. So it's mathematical thing that it's dividing a number to be a sum of other numbers. For example, if we have 4 teaspoons, we need to divide it between 3 ingredients. So we can have like between 2 ingredients, sorry, we can have 3 and 1, and we can have 2 and 2, and then we have 1 and 3. And also it could be like different things. Let's see, like if we have 5, for example, it could be 4 and 1, and 3 and 2, then 2 and 3, then 1 and 4. So it's straightforward. It's just some recursion, and yeah, let's dive into the code directly. Okay, so I just prepared the skeleton, the empty one as always, and let's start with the parsing. So what we have this kind of structure, so we need to have it as a type. So let's do type, let's say ingredient, and the ingredient is a struct and has a name from string. It has capacity from int. It has durability from int. It has a flavor. It has a flavor also from int. It has texture from int, and it has calories from int. Okay, so we need to parse this one. So let's have a very as always, like a parse function which return the ingredient. Let's have ingredient, and its ingredient with a name as lines that split. Oh, let's do splitting first. So parts strings dot split. We need to split it by the line, by the so we have name, and then we have this one, so we need to split by colon, and then we need to split it colon and space. So we have the parts. So the name is the parts 1, parts or parts 0, and then the capacity is 0, durability is 0 for start, and flavor is 0, texture is 0, and calories is 0. What we need to do, we need to use format Sscanf, so it has a number of successfully parsed items. We have an error. We have format.Sscanf. We need to scan the line. We need to have the not the line, sorry, we need to find the parts 1 because we already split the line. So this is results. We need to have it here. So this is digit, 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 and digit, and we need to save them in the ingredients. So we need to have the ingredient dot capacity first. So we see it's capacity first, then so the last one is calories, calories, and the texture and your flavor and durability. Okay, then we need to do an if statement. If number not equals to 1 2 3 4 5, not equal to 5, or error not equals to nil, we need to panic the error and then return ingredient. Okay, it's straightforward. Let's have an ingredients. It's array of ingredient and 0, and then we add ingredients to the line, so we need to parse the line. So let's just see if we did everything correctly. Print ln ingredients. Okay, go run. I was testing it. Okay, so the output is correct as we expected. Now let's create the composition. So the compositions, to create it, we need a function compositions. It has a sum, so the sum of the 100, so from 100 teaspoons, how many ingredients? So the number of ingredients, num of ingredients, or buckets, it's also int. And what we need to go output is array of int. So what we are expecting example 5 2, we should have something like 5 1 5 4 1, and then let's say something like a 3 2, and then we will have something like 2 3, and then 1 4. Yeah, something like this, array of int, and each one of them is a single composition. And for this example we can have, like, for this 2 ingredients in the example with a sum of 5. So it's straightforward. Let's do it. So the first condition, if the number of ingredients equals to 1, we simply return the sum exactly. So we have only one ingredient from 100 teaspoon, or from the sum we need the sum completely. So we need to return an array of int of the sum. We need to have the second one, the sum itself. So now if the sum, so what we need to do, we need to go from all the ingredients. So since I don't need the 0, so I can start from 1 and until the number is exactly below the sum itself. So we can have it from 0 to sum exactly, but we don't need the 0, so we can just drop it, and I++. So what we need to do it, how we need to solve it, so we need to find, so imagine that we have a 1, so we have the sum of 1 for now. So first iteration, we have one ingredient is 1, we have sum minus 1 left. So we have sum minus 1 left, and we have also number, we have also minus 1 ingredient. So the way we do it, we need to find the sub ingredient for this one. So let's call it as a sub compositions. And for the sub compositions, we need to do also compositions. But what we need to do, we need to have the sum minus 1, because we already lost 1. And actually we need to do it sum minus I, so because it's the first iteration, and the second iteration sum minus 2, because the sum is 100. So if we took 2 from the sum, we only left with if it's 100, it's 98. So sum minus I, and what is the number of ingredients is number of ingredients minus 1. So we continue decreasing the number of ingredients until we reach one where it's 1. And then what we need to do, so what we receive here, we receive an array of ingredients, and for each one of these ingredients, for each one we need to add the I. So we need the I in the first amount, and so on. So the results, so for let's say value, I don't have a composition, positions in range sub compositions. What we need to do, we need to add the we need to have a results first. So results make, we need to create an array of int size 0. So we need to results append. So what we need to append to the results, we need to append the first item or its I, and then the subcomposition for the rest of the subcomposition. So we need to append also, we need to have another append of the item I and the compositions itself. So now what we have array of everything, and what we did, we add the smallest teaspoons to it, like each time, and then we go recursive until we have everything. At the end we return the results. So dealing with recursion is always, composition is unused, it's okay, no problem. So how many compositions we need to have? So let's call it as a C, and it has compositions. The spoons, we have 100 spoon, and we have spoons, and we have the length of ingredients. So how many ingredients? We need to divide the 100 spoon to, and let's try to see. So let's print line. See. So let's, for the sake of testing, let's do the 5. What we are expecting, like exactly 1 4 2 3 3 2 4 1, and for the actual spoons we will have a quite bigger array of this one. So you see, like 199 298, until we reach the other side. So this is exactly what we are expecting. Now what we need to get, so we need to get some kind of score. So score, okay, so get score. Let's have a function called 100, okay. So let's have a function as get score, and we need ingredients, and we need ingredients, and we need compositions from array of end, and we need to put the score. So best score is 0. Let's start with 0 with this one. So what we need to do, we need to go with each composition. So each composition is we can say it as a recipe. So each composition from this array has a 4, or like for the first input is 2 parameters or 6, or depending on the number of ingredients. For each ingredients have like 2 parts. The first part is how many spoons from the first parameters, and how many spoons for the second parameter. So let's go for composition from range composition. So for each composition from this array of compositions, we need to have subscore or something like this. So we need to calculate. So we need to calculate the total capacity of this composition, of this recipe, and total durability, total flavor, total texture. So let's do it as a recipe. And then for the recipe, what we need to do, we need to have capacity. So we need to have the same, this one the same, okay. So they are capacity, we initialize it with 0, and we have a durability, we initialize with 0, flavor, texture with 0. So they are 1 2 3 4. So they said that we don't care about calories at first, so we just drop it for now. So we need to sum for each ingredient. So the recipe, where it is, yeah. So the recipe is something like for 4 spoons of A, 1 spoon of B. For 4 ingredients, it should be something like 70, 10, 5, and 75, 85, and 15. It has 70 spoon of A, 10 of B, 5 of C, and 15 of D, something like this. And what we need to do for I, ingredients and spoon of this recipe. So we have 5 elements, each one of them represent a single ingredients, and it will goes over the total amount of ingredients. So what we need to do, we need to have the total capacity equals the ingredients at the position I dot capacity multiplied by the number of spoons, because we have different number of spoons, and this is will do the same. So we don't need the calories, sorry, it's capacity, and we need to do the same for durability, and we do the same for flavor, and we need to do the same for texture. Let's fix the first items. So this is texture, this is flavor, and this is durability. So we range, because this is an array. And what we need to do now, so now we have the total capacity, total durability, total flavor, and total texture. What we need to have, we need to have the score. So the score is multiplying these values, and then we have a score. But we have a condition that if any of these ingredients is negative value, so the score is 0. So simply we just ignore the score. So we have to have a condition if the capacity is less than 0, more than 0, sorry, and the durability is more than 0, and the flavor is more than 0, and the texture is more than 0. Do the calculation. So let's see, this is the best score. Let's see how the partial score equals capacity multiplied by durability multiplied by flavor multiplied by texture. If partial score more than the best score equals partial score. And I think this is the whole get score thing. So return best score. So part 1 is get the best score from compositions. Part 1 and get score for ingredients, and the compositions is C. The printf part 1 best score is D, and part 1, let's go one line. All right, so nice, we have 62842. 62842 is 880. Okay, so everything looks correct. So let's solve it with the real ingredients. So let me check if I'm recording. Okay, so I'm still recording. It's nice. No need to do voiceover or record again. Let's do this. Nice. So we have some magic number. Let's copy the magic number and put it. Nice, part 1 is done. Let's read the part 2. If it's easy, we'll do it at the same session. So part 2, your cookie recipe become widely popular. Some asks if you make another recipe that has exactly 500 calories per cookie. Okay, so they can use it as a meal replacement. Keep the rest of award-winning process, 100 teaspoons, same ingredients, same scoring system. Okay, so look interesting, and I think it's easy. For example, given the ingredients above, if you have instead of 40 teaspoons butterscotch and 60, you still add to 100, and the total score is 576 and zeros, and it has 500 calories. Okay, so what we need to do, so let's go to the previous input to score it. So what I want to solve, so we just need to add the conditions that if the calories is 100, so what I am doing to expand the getScore function. So this is getScore function, and I want to add some calories as, like, let's have it as key calories as 0 as int. So it's mandatory, so it has a 0. So let's at the first fix one here, so we have the calories to 0. So let's, no, it's okay, so it's the same number. So what I am doing, I need to add the calories here. So I need to add the calories. So part 2, we need to put the calories to 0. Part 2, we need to have the calories also the same, exactly. Ingredients dot texture, so that calories multiplied by spoons. Okay, so I don't care about the calories, and I don't think the calories will be minus at all, so we can we don't need to put it in this condition, but we need to put it in this partial score. So yeah, we need to do something here. So we need to have two conditions. So if calories is 0, no check. If calories condition 0 and more than, if calories 0, if calories is 0 more 0, we check calories. So what we need to do, we need to copy this one completely, and we need to have it if calorie equals 0, we need to have the partial score, and we need to check this. Else if calories equals 500, I think, so we need to find the score. So if calories equals to 0, we need to check the score. If it's not to 0, it should be 500. Then we do this check. I think it's complicated check, but I think this is a check. So if the calories that the maximum calories or the calorie amount is 0, so kcal is calorie is amount of the recipe. 0, ignore. So if it's 0, I'm not doing any check to the calories. If it's not 0, so I'm checking the calories. I'm checking if the calories only equals 500, then I'm checking the partial score if it's more than the best score or not, and then I'm doing it. So let's try to run it with the previous one. So it's correct, still correct. So we need to find the number is 57600. So let's go to the top and let's do part 2. Let's have calories, kcalories 500. Part 2 equals get score, ingredients, compositions, calories, and then that printf part 2 best score for 500 calories is die, and then we have part 2. Let's run it. Okay, it's correct, it's easy, it's correct. So let's now have the actual input again. So this is the actual input, and let's run it. It's 1766440. Let's go. Nice. Day 15 is done. We are really close to the end. So see you in day 16. Let's close it.